Power Rangers Lost Galaxy was released in 1999. Oh boy, it was a long time ago. It tells the story of five young warriors who find the Quasar Sabers, I probably pronounced that wrong, I hope I didn't, and they become the Lost Galaxy Power Rangers, and they have to stop the baddies such as Trakina. This is an interesting show for me to actually talk about and actually rewatch as well. I remember as a child, I thought it was okay. I remember liking it, but not really. I can't really remember, but I remember just not being like a huge fan of it. It wasn't my favorite. And on rewatch, I kind of felt the same. It's not my favorite, but I actually do like it a little more than I did. Lost Galaxy is a pretty decent series. I don't think it's great, but let's talk about some positives because the positives are pretty big. The story is very well written. I think it's very engaging as well. It got good tone actually. Like they talk about death and even like it went into a lot of dark directions, which I didn't really see coming, and I didn't expect Power Rangers to go to that extreme. It just felt very more mature than I was expecting. A lot more mature, actually. I would like to say that RPM and Lost Galaxy are definitely the darkest ones out there. Like, holy crap, this went really ballsy with its direction. And it was a pretty good story. I think the problem for me, I found it kind of hard to get attached to. And we'll get to that in a moment, but I think the story, something felt missing for me, and I think it was kind of with its characters, but I like to think that you can have a weak story, but you can have great characters. You could have a great story, but you can have weak characters. So I don't really know how I feel about it with this one. The story's decent, like it's very well told, went into a lot of dark direction, and is a very well made series. I think it's a very well made show. Just something feels missing. It kind of lacks, I'm not going to say energy, but it just, something felt lackluster. Not that like it was bad, like I just said, it was good, but something just felt missing. Something definitely felt missing for me. Another issue I kind of had was they actually use a pretty typical cliche where plot twist, I'm not going to spoil it, they kill off a certain character, and it's actually quite emotional. It's, you know, it does leave quite an impact to the story. But then if they pull a plot twist and they bring that certain character back, it reminded me of Rise of the Guardians. And if you've seen Rise of the Guardians, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just that plot twist for me, while it was nice, I get they were going for a nice happy ending, and I'm not saying it had a bad ending. That ending was very nice, the finale was very good. I just think, what was the point? I get it, I get what you were trying to do, but like, it just felt very cliche to bring that character back. I'm not saying it was bad, it felt cliche. It felt very cliche in my opinion. CGI and effects are dated. Well, it's 1999, so I'll just move on. The characters is where my flaws kind of start to come in. Let's start off with the Red Ranger, Leo. He was a pretty good leader. He was a good protagonist. He was a decent leader, and he was good. I just think, but that's all. Yeah, that's kind of all. I just think he's good. I don't really have any issues with him, but he was good, but I didn't really, I don't know, like, he was awesome at points, yeah, but I don't know, just something feels missing for me. The other characters, like Kai, the Blue Ranger, he was alright, he was, fine. I liked Damon, the Green Ranger, he was pretty good. His personality kind of reminds me of Ethan a little bit. I don't know, like, I felt a similarity, but he was pretty good. He was a very good Green Ranger. The Yellow Ranger, Maya, is fine. She's alright. And then the Pink Ranger, Kendrix, she's quite likable. She's pretty good. And then there's Mike, the Sixth Ranger, the Magna Defender. He was good too. I like how the Sixth Ranger in this is actually the Red Ranger's brother. So I actually do like that idea. I think that's actually well written. But the bond, in my opinion, with these characters, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all. Like, okay, maybe not at all. There were points where I certainly felt they're a team, and obviously they are a team, but something just felt missing. Like, it didn't have that same bond like other teams had, like Dino Thunder's team, Jungle Fury's team, Time Force team, In Space's team, and other teams, out there. I didn't feel that connection these characters had. I didn't feel attached, and I think that's kind of a problem for me, because with a show like Power Rangers, your characters are meant to feel connected. And they're connected, well, obviously because they're a team, but just something felt different, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It was a very good idea, in my opinion, to actually bring back Corone, the main villain of In Space. I thought this was a really nice way to continue her character, and I thought it was a really nice continuation of In Space. It really, I liked seeing her again. She was very good in this. I think she's actually better here than she was in Space. Well, I mean, she is a good guy. But yeah, no, I think another issue is that it felt nearly identical to In Space. But maybe not identical, but I just think because it's, they used the same command center, they used the Astro Megaship, it just felt, why again? Like, we already been there previous season. We don't really need to be in it again. I mean, I get it. It wants to be like a sequel. It wants to be a follow-up. But, I just feel some things felt a little repetitive. The villains, for the most part, were okay. I did like Scorpius. He was good. And Trakina. Oh boy, Trakina was pretty intimidating. But something felt missing. I can't quite put my finger on it. Just something about her character felt missing, and I don't know what. Like, I'm actually trying to figure out. She kind of lacked a bit of backstory. Like, I don't know. Like, something just felt lacking. Something felt missing. She was good, and her payoff is very satisfying, but something just felt missing. I can't quite put my finger on it. The soundtrack is very good. The theme song is very catchy. I really liked listening to it in the intro. However, the suits I am very conflicted on. I like the main 5 suits, but the helmets are really odd. The red, blue, yellow, especially the pink, just looked odd. The green one looked the most normal. Just the other helmets just looked so odd. I like the suits, but just not so much on the helmets. The Magna Defender suit is good, but it's not a Power Ranger. So yeah, I thought this was a decent series. Don't get me wrong, it's very well made. Just something felt off. Something definitely just felt a little missing. So overall, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy is pretty good. It is a pretty damn good series. It's got good action, decent characters, decently told story, went into a lot of dark directions, and a very well made show. I just feel something is missing that I love about other seasons. But even with that said, it's still worth a watch, and I'm definitely going to give Lost Galaxy a 7 out of 10. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Lost Galaxy, and we have one more show to review. One more show before it leaves Netflix, and that is Lightspeed Rescue. And I'm pretty excited to get back to this because I do remember watching Lightspeed Rescue on VHS, and I actually really liked it when I was a kid. So I look forward to seeing that, and I hope I like it on rewatch. And stay tuned for the review of that. Until then, guys, skadoosh everyone, and take care.